Welcome back to part 2 of my tutorial Crusader Kings II. Playing as King Murshad of Mumu. And in this one, we're going to take the steps that we made in the first and actually start to press play and moving the game along as we attempt to conquer Deshumain. At the moment, they only have 660 army levies that they can call up. We, on the other hand, call up over 1,000. So, we're going to click on this. Go to this Earl Miradoc. Right-click him. Declare war. And there are a few options for us here. If we force vassalization, we could do. It would mean that we can conquer them. We'd have to spend a lot of prestige. As you can see there, it's 250 prestige we pay up front. They would end up being conquered, and they would become a vassal of yours. Extort tribute and establish tributary state. Pretty good options, but not ones we would want to do right now. Extorting tribute makes so they pay you 40% of their income, but they'll break away when your leader dies, or they end up being able to rebel. Establishing a tributary state means that they would pay you less of their income, but more of their levy. And they'll continue to stay even through different rulers. They can't be directly called in a war. Let me see a few more of these. De jure claim on Mumu. Since we have 3 of the 4 counties of the Duchy of Mumu, we have a claim to this, as we hold that title. Border dispute is the most expensive one, where you pay piety and gold to take it. But fortunately, we don't have to do that. We're just going to do the simplest one, which is this de jure claim here, which is right on that county itself. As you can see, when we declare war, there are no costs, like this 250 prestige. This one has no cost whatsoever. War. War's begun. Now we can go to our military army levies. From domain, these are the troops that you personally have from your own counties. From vassals is what your 2 vassals will grant you. They only grant you a portion of what they have available to them based on their relationship with you. But this here should be plenty to raise these levies. Gather them together. Let's try and hit these guys down here with overwhelming force. And we can hit play. You see that they've readied up their eyes. Our wife that we sent out the message for has arrived. We can either choose the gold choice for the ceremonies or prestige. I generally like prestige, since that helps with your relations and offers you a lot of other benefits. While gold is definitely appreciated for some wealth, it's easier to come by, I'd say, or at least easier to come and go, while prestige is continuing bonuses that build on each other. Events pop up throughout. So this is the court physician that we also sent for last time. A while after you spread the word that you're seeking the employ of a court physician, one of the priests from Sildalua arrives at your court. The cynical priest introduced himself as Kalta the monk and expressed a wish to serve you. Although, seeing as this individual is shunned by the rest of the priests, the religious authorities are unlikely to approve. Such as tell them, leave your dusty old tones and join me at court. Your temple vassals, which are those who own temple holdings. There are temples, cities, and castles that are each held by barons, I believe bishops, and mayors underneath you, who each answer to one count, whereas we have them here in Ireland, earls, which is the county level ruler. Or we could reject them. For now, since we're so small, their temple vassal opinion reducing a bit might be a tiny, tiny drop in levies and coin, but it's not enough that it's too much to worry about right now. So, with him being 15 and learning, he'd make a pretty good position. So we'll invite him along. It's us, we're now in our military regalia, getting ready to head out. We've now been married, so that gives a bit of a boost to some of our stats over here. These parentheses are the real stat that's being counted. Now we can gather up our troops. You can see there's 4 shields, suggesting 4 different units in here. We don't need them to be separated into the different places they come from, so we will merge the selected units. At this point, we have options like disband, which we don't want to do. New unit, if we wanted to split it. Split in half if we quickly wanted to split in half. Embark if we had ships nearby to hop onto. Attach would be if there were allies or vassals that were fighting alongside us that weren't under our direct command. We could attach to them and just follow them around wherever they went. Split off special troop would be like getting rid of mercenaries and things. We're not looters. We never will be as the Irish, since we have some serious culture changes. Supplies are good. We have 398 light infantry, 50 pikemen, 110 archers, 394 heavy infantry, 99 light cavalry. No heavy cavalry or mounted archers. Currently we have a few leaders here. See that we're leading the, oh, we're actually not here, now that I'm noticing. But we have a few of our courtiers here. One of them has 15 leadership and martial skill, so that's a pretty solid leader there. But we're just going to go along, select them, and march them right into Dehumane. Overwhelming numbers, we should be able to punish them pretty quickly. Vassal levies raised too long. Some of the vassals who are giving us troops have already developed a -1 to their opinion. Temporary -1, but it grows the longer their vassals are around. So although you don't have to maintain their armies, they maintain them with the coin that's needed. You do slowly irritate them more and more the longer you have their armies out. Now we've won the first battle of the war, we've pushed into their territory. They only have 1 county, so we can sit here and siege their castle. We have 996 sieging, they have 428 they're defending. And this green bar behind is their morale. As that gets down, eventually the castle will surrender. So at this point, we're just sitting here. I guess we're not just sitting here because our wife is pregnant, but our troops are over there at least. They still have 535 soldiers that survived and retreated from this battle. So they're going to try and start some trouble themselves. They're attacking 535 against our 439. But we have a 4.0 fort level here, which they also do. But our numbers are more overwhelming than we were here first, so we should be able to take their castle before they can take ours, and we'll chase them out once that happens. Another event. Pregnancy has caused my wife to develop quite the unusual taste. Most of what she asks for dinner nowadays ranges from mildly unsettling to positively revolting. Still, scholars do agree that a pregnant woman's cravings should always be accommodated. Now we get to choose. I will make sure that she gets all she wants and more. So there's a 40% chance that if we choose that, she'll get the trait Gluttonous. And we'll see her get a little thicker from that. We'll pay 1.7 gold, which isn't much, and she'll gain 10 opinion of us for 2 years. And she'll get healthier from being well fed. If we make another suggestion, either Whale's Foot or Hare's Head, we'll lose a gold for it, as well as if we were to suggest Fish's Eye. So we'll just fatten her up if that's what she's going for. Keep the wife happy. Chancellor Bishop Snegus kindly suggested it would be of benefit to the realm if I studied the languages spoken in foreign courts. He also offers some supplement in my studies. An excellent idea. We'll gain 1 learning, which we're not great at. Or we can say if they can't speak Irish, they're not important, which gives us a chance of becoming shy, proud, or having no effect. So we'll do a kindness to Bishop Snegus here. Jump in and start trying to learn some other languages. Here's another event regarding our wife. This time there's be a good tradition to have some gossips around her. So we'll just pay the gold. Get some gossips around there. Keep the wife happy. Our siege took place. And now you can see that our banner is over the castle here. There are still 2 holdings we would need to take to officially take over the entire province, but we're getting there. Alternatively, they're starting to wear down our defenders pretty far. So at this point, we want to pull out and chase them away. If we're just trading castles, the war's not going anywhere.
The sun goes down, the sky turns red as the moon is right above my head. Lines are crossed inside my palm as the stars align. Now every
holding that you take and each battle that you win boosts your war score down here. As you can see, we're currently at 71%. That hits 100%. We can force a victory of the war and take the goals that we set out. New sun. Born sickly, which isn't too great. Minus 2.5 is quite a bit to health. Hopefully young Donshad makes it through there. A physician who we called up and hired on not too long ago. We'll give him an attempt to try and save this. Let's do that. We'll march back down here. The problem now is that there are actually more defenders at the bishopric than there were at the county capital. Wife's not too happy after the Holy Communion. While little Dunshad still appears slightly weaker than other children his age, I swear he is much more energetic than he was a couple of weeks ago. He might not be out of the woods quite yet, but the worst is past. Thank you, Kelda. This should help after all. This red soldier with the exclamation point. We don't outnumber them, so we can't siege and push them down yet, which is a problem. Martial focus, our free time, learning better ways to become a better commander. Be a flat terrain expert, a rough terrain expert, mountain expert, or seek something else. As you can see here, there's a lot of plains in Ireland, at least in the southern reaches. So we'll go with flat terrain expert. Siege here. What I'm going to try to do is keep wearing down their military and winning battles until we break them at home, even if we can't conquer it. well. Their numbers are low enough that they can change anything. Even lower with these guys. 94%. One more good fight should break their will. Just follow them across the island. Alrighty, so we've hit that 100%. Even though we couldn't siege and take the holdings, we had enough to defeat their army enough times, and we broke their will. Click there. Offer peace. Enforce demands. That means that we're going to become the ruler over this. We're going to vassalize them. White peace would be if we broke even. Since we're the one who declared the war, we'd lose prestige and they'd gain it. Surrender would be giving them their demands. In this case, since we were after their territory, they want to gain the territory, but we'd basically be giving them reparations in the form of wealth, and losing quite a bit of prestige. Luckily, 100% we can just enforce. We won our war. We can send our army home, and we can celebrate. Earl Meriadoc now answers to us. And Mumu has grown accounting. Once these soldiers are back in our territory, we want to make sure they're in your territory, otherwise a bunch of them might not make it home. You can disband them. That'll make it so you're no longer paying wealth for your levies, and your vassals won't be so upset that you've taken theirs, and their opinion will start returning to normal. And that wraps up our first victory and the first step on our conquest of Ireland.